back! Hello, everybody! DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to Vampyr. Last time we left off, I had just finished delivering the news to Lady Ashbury about the fact that Swansea had used her blood in his attempts to cure some people, and was actually responsible for Doris being a vampire inadvertently through her mother. And then Lady Ashbury panicked, fled her house, and is God only knows where. Now we have to prepare to fight something called a disaster, and in the process of doing that, we have to gather
now would be a good
ingredients
time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Source number one being the blood of William Marshall from Lord Redgrave, which is going to actually be the hardest of them to get our hands on, because it being in the Ascalon Club and us being persona non grata there, that's going to be tricky to get our hands on by conventional means. The second one, we need a drop of King Arthur's blood from Geoffrey McCullum. That might be tricky, but it's McCullum. He wasn't that big a deal last time around. If we have to, we can just kill him and claim the blood that way. Finally, we just need some insulin from the morgue.
William Marshall. Lord Redgrave
And
will have to spare me.
that will be fairly easy. I'm going to put off doing Lord Redgrave's until last, just because it's going to be the most annoying to have to do. Right now I'm heading over to a certain custom marker to take care of some stuff I have to do. As to why I'm doing that, well, this is one case where I broke one of my personal rules and looked up where to find something. Short version... The short version of the why is basically that there's something I want to find. Basically, I'm looking for water for this one plant. The one I have sitting back in my office at Pembroke that's currently dying, and I'm told it's somewhere in this general area has some water. So I want to find that.
Fresh water.
There we are.
As long as it's not holy water, I may find some use for it.
There's my water, so I can water that plant, deal with that affairs, get rid of that marker, and I think... Yes, put one down on the hospital now. I'm also going to need to head over there, in addition to getting the insulin from the morgue. Dr. Swansea has some new conversations open up. I would like to chat with him, because if you remember from last time, we made Swansea a vampire to save his life from his otherwise totally fatal injuries that were inflicted by the Priwen while they were interrogating him. So it would probably be a good idea to head back and see how he is adjusting to that, I think. By the way, let's have a look-see around. See how cured everyone's feeling. There's lots of people in the West End who have diseases. I'm going to need to see to that at some point. Only one over in Pembroke, though. And that's 2 2 in the docks. Lots of people with fatigue, but 1 in the morgue. 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 1 in Whitechapel is still holding and stable. I can afford to let them go down to Sirius if I want to. But I now have level 5 Mesmerize. Mr. Tobias here. I've been saying for a while that I think he might taste good. And I do believe it is about time we find out how he is going to taste. So, what do you think? Shall we?
Please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Baron, you can go.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
Besides, to say he's a bastard is putting it lightly. This is the guy, I remind you, and we will go into his bio thing to look at it, so I can show you this. He wants to cleanse the epidemic by fire. He's a nutjob religious fanatic, and he condones grave robbing. So I don't think many people are going to miss him, especially considering the fact that he has no relationships. So,
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
let's see.
Are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Rational delusion. Oh. I'll give you a rational delusion in the throat, good sir. What? Oh yes. I do believe it is snack time. Let's move somewhere a bit less exposed first. I think this is out in the middle of nowhere enough. Good night! He tasted good. He really was tasty.
Please forgive me, my lord, for my eyes were blind to the devil in front of me. My task will remain unachieved.
Good night. That's 4,500 experience. The district will soon suffer the consequences of my action. What consequences? He was a bastard and deserved to be eaten, as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, let's get back to the hospital. I'll deal with that another time. Rogue Ekon. Managed to slip past him. Or not. Rogue asshole. Now, let's paralyze him with some ultimate. Well, when I say paralyze, I really meant kill. Because it's so easy to mistake one for the other, you know. And here we are, back in the old morgue. It has been a good while since we were in here. The last time we were in here was actually, if I remember right, the game's second boss. The guy who we killed when looking for drugs for emergency treatment. Literally right after our first night in the hospital. Just after we arrived. So, it's been a while. And we've been doing the doctor gig, as well as getting involved in vampire politics. Quite a bit since then. That was rather a lot of damage, too. Take whatever that is. Let's heal ourselves up a bit. And we can proceed up the stairs to find the thing that we're after. Honestly, you assholes, stop it. How about... Oh no, he's doing that again. Let's get over here. Seriously? I hate you guys. That was my first death in a while, though, so I'll try not to be overly annoyed by it. Yes. Back downstairs now, undoubtedly. And that idiot has decided to turn up. Dishonorable prick. Yes, I'm going on about honor while being a vampire. Deal with it, is all I have to say to those people who don't like that, or think it's strange. Hey, I was healing myself. Now that is just cheap. Attacking someone while they're trying to heal themselves. Really is.
Sir, no civilians will get mine, vermin!
Okay. Good asshole.
Bloody monster!
Okay. He went down. Not without quite a bit of resistance. Even that much. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way around fighting these fellows. Level 35, to both of them. And there's going to be one more. Over.
There's one of them. Watch
Okay, I'm backing off a bit so that I can do that. Yes, if I have to move down the stairs to win this, I will. I'm not above being cheap myself.
Lord! I shall fear no evil.
Now... them.
He's dead.
Hold him in place. Then he gets unheld because of reasons. Down you assholes go. I will heal myself up a bit from that. Now, where is my insulin? That's codeine.
There
Right
it is.
here.
Insulin.
Insulin.
Much more efficient than
Nice.
garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me.
Yes.
Thank you,
both
Dr. Polescu.
good things. And I think we are done in this building now. Once I loot that body for a watch, that is. Let's get out to here. And we can head back to the hospital and do a bit of a leveling. It's the Pembroke from this side. Could have probably taken the faster route with that, but oh well. And some Salison, so I can make a few more fatigue cures. Then I'm gonna go around and do some curing, I think, en masse. So I'll check one more time what I need. Pippa Hawkins needs cold cure. We have 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ten people who need fatigue, 2 who need headache. I'll see what I have for each. And fatigue, 2 headache. Not seeing Swansea up here. Now let's go into here. Let's see how many cures I have and how many I can make. Yes, I'm going to need 10 fatigue. Two headache, but just to be safe, I'll make 4 headache, 12 fatigue, and 1 more cold. That way I have some spare. Now I can go do some curing of my own. It means I'll have to wait to level up, but so be it. As far as I'm concerned, that's no great loss. Now, Pippa, there you are. You need a cold medicine.
Good evening,
I know
Nurse
that.
Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Here's your
Do you need
medicine.
medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reid.
Here you go.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
So she's on the mend.
Goodbye,
That's
Nurse Hawkins.
everyone in the Pembroke Hospital region who has any illnesses. But where is Dr. Swansea? It was showing that he had some additional conversations we could have, but he's not showing up anywhere. I suppose I may have to put off chatting up him, since he doesn't seem to be very social at the moment. For whatever reason. I'll have to wait until I can find the bastard. The docks need a couple of people cured. Pembroke Hospital is perfectly fine. Whitechapel, there's no one else to cure, but they're probably going to go down from either stable to less stable or stable to serious as a result of the friar being killed. But he was an asshole, so I think he deserved it. But I really need to get back over to the West End and cure everybody. I'll take some money and nothing else. So you didn't drop anything for whatever reason. Over in this direction, though, we have to pick up that Blood of King Arthur from McCullum. So, the question remains, is this going to be another boss fight with an improved McCullum?
Best stay back, sir.
Or has he grown some brains?
I don't care.
Or has McCullum grown a few brains? And decided he won't oppose me this time. Okay, those guys are busy fighting it out. So,
if McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Unfortunately, finding McCullum may involve fighting him. And he was rather a pain in the ass last time around. Where am I supposed to look for him, though? That is the question. Oh, speak of the devil, and he appears. Hello, McCullum.
Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not
Hardly.
at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king.
Tricky.
The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
Well, I suppose he has a right to know. We're asking, even if these guys are vampire hunters and extremists, we're asking for effectively one of their order's most revered items, so they have a right to know. So I will tell you, I am trying to stop a disaster. With note the capital D. Yes, the same as the one that Marshall supposedly killed. That disaster.
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reid.
Okay. Well, I've got to be honest. This conversation is not one I wish to prolong. I have a feeling this guy probably has to resist the urge to stab us to death whenever he sees us. So let's not stick around any longer than strictly necessary.
Thank you. And farewell, McCullum.
Unbelievable as it is, I wish you good luck, Reid.
Yes, as much as we're curious about certain things, I think it would be rather not the best idea, let's just say, for us to remain around McCullum for too long. He's a vampire hunter. We're a vampire. He is undoubtedly going to want us dead. So, let's not stick around him. Just seems sensible to not remain around an overt vampire hunter, what with us being a vampire. I mean, he may have wished us good luck, but I still have the feeling that McCullum is... how do I put this? He's the kind of person that we want to limit our interactions with, just because of the fact that he would almost certainly... I'm struggling for words here. He's helping us because it's a case of my enemy is my friend, not because he actually likes us. So we want to avoid being around him any more than we have to. Just because we don't know when this enemy of my enemies thing is going to end. And when it ends, he'll be back to wanting to murder our face again. So let's just not give him the opportunity to do so, is my thinking. Okay, so I think we've done enough curing off camera that it's safe for me to go and level up now. Over here in the West End, I've got all but one person given their medicine. I couldn't get to Carol Price because she's in an area of her and her mother's home that's inaccessible to me, so I have to wait till she comes upstairs, but she never chose to come upstairs, so I couldn't cure her. There are only 2 people in the docks who have illnesses, so we should be good. I can get them another time. But I think it's time to level up and see what the consequences of me devouring that priest over in Whitechapel will be. So let's level up before we head into the Ascalon Club to try and get the blood of William Marshall, because I have a feeling that's not going to be as straightforward as the last 2. Only a suspicion, of course. Let's also get some regeneration serum on the go. And I don't think I'm going to end up ever using it, but I'll get a little bit of stamina serum as well. There we go. And analyze William Marshall's memoirs. That gives us the antidote. We still need Marshall's blood to make it, but we have it now. Now, let's rest and level up. So, 3,400 to get the autophagy to max level. First though, I want to get Abyss up to level 4. It's gonna cost us 4,000, but Abyss can now do 1,300 damage per hit. The final level of Abyss though is locked behind level 32 and requires 6,000 experience to level up. The Blood Spear we can't get up to max yet because we need 6,000 experience. I also can't level up Autophagy maximum. I could get another level of Coagulation to increase how long we can keep people tied up for, but no. I'm actually going to just get another level of Endurance, get that up, and I will save the rest of my experience to get something else. Possibly the last level of maybe the last level of Blood Spear, Abyss, or Healing, I don't know. But for now, let's just confirm and see how much we fucked up the entire world. About accidental deaths. The inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians. Delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, and strange experimental treatment. This scarcity of professionalism is criticized in Pembroke's hospital. Whitechapel, where in Pembroke Hospital. Whitechapel, where deontology was discharged a long time ago. The Pembroke administration hides behind a facade of dedication and rectitude, but those of us who know any of their patients, or worse were among them, are aware of their deceit. In this temple devoted to dread, you'll have to pay to get a bed. You'll catch illnesses you never knew existed, and your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Here, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore upon their arrival, and they call them accidents. I briefly interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administration, and declaimed a pedantic timor mortis conturbat me, fear of death confounds me, before forcing us out of the establishment. Quotes in Latin will not be enough to keep us away from their morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow morning in front of the hospital to demand clear facts about the state of this medical institution. Come in numbers. EW. Oh dear. It seems some of the more questionable things about Pembroke are getting around. That's unfortunate. Oh fuck. And the docks have slipped below hostile. I'm going to have to cure everyone there before we sleep again, or we are losing that district. We really are on tenterhooks and needles there. That was rather a large drop in stability for Whitechapel, too. Doing quite well over on the West End, though. They're nearly back up to healthy again, despite the pillar of the community being dead. But now... let's... time for us to head out of the mansion and go visit the Ascalon Club.
Your room is ready,
About this blood donation we are going to require from William Marshall.
Sir, you are not welcome here.
Yes, they're not feeling too charitable towards us at the moment, so the front door is out. But I seem to recall there being an alternate route in, which we once upon a time discovered on accident. Perhaps I can rediscover it and use that as a way in. Somewhere around this way, I do believe. Sounds about right. Yes, indeed. Here's their side door. So let's head in. I have a sinking suspicion that we're not going to be the most welcome of individuals within the Ascalon Club. Only a suspicion, of course.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
Improvise? Is that what we're calling it these days? Well, this guy's kind of a bastard. So, we'll deal with him like this. Little bit of blood magic. Heal myself. Okay, really? You're getting to be a pain in my ass and interrupting my blood magic attacks. In the most aggravating of ways. Get the fuck off me, please, bastard. Okay, my patience for you has quite run out. Quit that shit, please. And I am telling you to stop, and I am going to make you with my sharp pointed stick, also known as a sword. I really do not like your blood shield. It's annoying if I mentioned that, because it is quite annoying. So, for the time being, I'll give myself a little blood infusion, just in case a battle with Lord Redgrave ends up being the case. I hope it doesn't, but preparation keeps people alive, namely me. Now, where is Lord Redgrave? Oh, he's apparently downstairs, is he? Yes, he decided not to hang out on the top floor as he usually does, I see. Hello there. I would like your sacred blood, please.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
Go
I'm
fuck
not here
yourself.
to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an
He's
end
being
to
oddly
this crisis.
agreeable. I think that's
Tell me,
about
what
to
do you
end,
need?
The
though.
blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Well, telling him to cease this farce would probably end badly. So, we will try to be diplomatic. Much as I detest Lord Redgrave, I will attempt to be diplomatic. This is the city's last hope. Can't you see that? If I don't get that blood, we can't end this epidemic. It's as simple as that.
This is more important than the club, you, or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reid. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect that to go over nearly as well as it did. I was under the impression that we were going to have to fight and kill Lord Redgrave to get the blood, based on the way my last interaction with him went. I thought we were gonna have to kill Lord Redgrave to get what we were after. But I am pleasantly surprised to discover that was not the case. Even if Lord Redgrave is a bit of a bastard sometimes, I'm glad I didn't have to kill him.
Not mine.
Find a hideout to create the cure now. So, we're right nearby to Dr. Reid's house. So let's head upstairs and make us a cure. After we nearly go in the wrong direction, of course. Because I'm amazing like that. And we'll make the antidote. A serum created following the Tear of Angels recipe with insulin instead of garlic to enhance protection against disaster's infection. There we go.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Destroy the origin of the Skulls epidemic. Reach the hive. But that will be for next time, because I am going to end this episode here. So, this has been DarkPhoenix Gaming, and you've been watching Vampyr. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. I hope you'll join me next time when we will finally be putting an end to this epidemic, and most likely this game as well. So, I'll see you then, folks. I'll see you then.